And now for one of the least glamorous but most important parts of filmmaking, backing up and due diligence. On professional sets, they'll often use multiple cameras and multiple cards, and this can be to make sure we're getting full coverage of a scene, but it also means that if one of the cameras corrupts and the memory card is damaged, that you also got a usable camera that you can use from the second or third camera on set, and that can save you losing a whole day's work. After a shoot, we'll always take the memory cards out of the cameras and keep them on us until they're backed up, and you're going to want to back up your memory cards as soon as you get back from your filming. It's always good practice to make sure that you don't forget to do it and lose them and end up losing some really important footage. When copying across your footage, you're going to want to check that both the folder on the card and the folder that you copied across are the same file size, and also that they both start and end with the same file number. And this is a great way to make sure that you've copied across everything that you've shot on the day and not left any clips on the cards. Professional due diligence is to have 3 copies of your footage in 2 separate places. So that can be copying across to 3 separate hard drives and then taking one hard drive to another location. Now, it can be quite impractical and expensive to have 3 different hard drives when you're first starting off. So think about how you can make this easier. For example, you could copy 1 copy onto a hard drive, 1 copy onto your computer's hard drive, and then store to something like a Dropbox, which is a hard drive technically stored in another place. So you've got 3 copies in 2 different physical places there. And it's really important every time you make a new copy to make sure you're copying all the footage off the card and not copying a copy. If you've made an error in that first copy, by copying off that same copy again, all you're doing is making copies of the error and not making safe copies of the backup that you can use to make sure you've got all your footage captured and ready to go. And lastly, wherever possible, try and keep the footage on the memory cards as long as you can and don't format it until you absolutely need to. It's always good practice just to double check before you format a card that you've got a full correct backup of it just in case.
For more filmmaking, education and resources, make sure you visit the link in the description.